The Subaru Impreza, one of the most recognizable sports cars of the history that ever came out to my mind since the 1990s towards early 2000s. The Subaru Impreza WRX STI was basically known as the car of Colin McRae. And what I found out about is that the Subaru Impreza wasn't just about Colin McRae. It was this Subaru that I obviously did not remember seeing before, and in fact, I never get to do it for real. This is the Subaru Impreza WRX STI, also known as the Bug Eye. There is something that many people don't understand is that why is this Subaru Impreza from 2002 called the Bug Eye? Well, it's simple. Because of its round front lamps, they basically resemble an insect because that's what they call it, the bug eye. Like the Mitsubishi Lancer Pizza Pie, the Mitsubishi Lancer Hot Dog, and the Mitsubishi Lancer Slant Eye, this Subaru Impreza was famously called the Bug Eye for 2002. The legacy of the Subaru Impreza WRX STI debuted in 1999 towards 2001, going by its engine category as the 22B series, which debuted in 1998 and 1999. But what exactly does 22B mean in Subaru Impreza? Well, it means this: a 2.2-liter turbocharged flat 4 double overhead cam boxer power plant known with 206 horsepower, all-wheel drive with a 5-speed or 6-speed manual transmission. The Subaru Impreza was known in the world of World Rally Championship, aka WRC for short. The Subaru Impreza gained its fame in 1999 with Colin McRae, a famous rally driver known for his talent as when in doubt, go flat out personality. His attitude digs deep into this car when he first came up with the Subaru Legacy, but then switched to the famous Subaru Impreza 22B, the very car that got the engine name hinted right on there. The Subaru Impreza wasn't just a famous race car, it was a JDM cultural impact. There is something people don't notice before, and that is what exactly did the Subaru Impreza Boxer sounded like, and I'm going to show you an example of what the engine really sounds like. You hear that before? That iconic voice that you actually hear is what you call the Subaru Boxer Rumble. But what is it with that kind of sound? And why do many people call the Subaru power plant a Boxer power plant? Well, here's the reason why. You see, the pistons and cylinder heads of the Subaru Impreza power plant works a lot differently compared to a normal V8 and a V6. You see, the pistons and air shafts that are seen on the Subaru Impreza are leaning towards the sides of the wheels where the car are facing. You see, this is what you call the boxer effect. You see, The pistons and cylinder heads slide forward and backward away from each other, like two boxers going to hit each other forward and backward, and thus you hear that iconic Subaru rumble sound. That iconic voice that you actually notice is that the Subaru Boxer power plant got its name because of, well, boxing, because the name sounds obvious. The interesting life of the Subaru Impreza is basically one of the most unique stories ever made. And why? Because the Subaru Impreza wasn't just a car, it was basically the epitome of I'm the cool kid. Everyone in the early 2000s, between 2015 and 2016, drove a Subaru Impreza to school, in college, or probably around high school, or when they were just about, getting their driver's license at the age of 30. But for most people who basically started driving cars in the least of between 17 or 20 years old, many people still drove Subaru Imprezas as not just a global flex, but many people call it the most iconic machine in automotive culture. The Subaru Impreza is known for its iconic boxer rumble. That iconic rumble that you actually heard is actually the Subaru's engine. If you had been watching videos of people tuning up their Subaru Imprezas, you'll basically hear that Subaru engine rumble. That what's made the car so popular. That iconic sound wasn't just noise, it was basically the car's real voice. And in fact, the voice of the 22B Boxer power plant was used for Tyrese Gibson's 2003 Mitsubishi Eclipse GTS Spider for the second Fast and Furious film called Too Fast, Too Furious. And in fact, that 22B Boxer power plant used in Mitsubishi Eclipse Spider was actually another great thing because Mitsubishis also use 4-cylinder power plants. But here's the catch. Mitsubishi sports cars use naturally aspirated 2.0 liter 4-cylinder power plants, while the Subaru Impreza, that was a turbocharged flat 4 boxer. So that means these two engines are basically different. One is turbocharged from Subaru, the other one is naturally aspirated in Mitsubishi's lineup. But when you compare the Too Fast, Too Furious Mitsubishi Eclipse Spider sound with this car, you can obviously see the matching engine sound from the actual car. So that means the fictional sound used for Tyrese Gibson's Mitsubishi Eclipse Spider was actually the voice of the 22B Boxer from the Subaru Impreza. That's very eye-catching because no one has ever seen a Mitsubishi use a Subaru Boxer power plant sound. What I know about the Subaru Impreza is that it's just too cool to ignore, too cool to give up on, and the legacy it brings, it's just phenomenal. And that is the story of the Subaru Impreza WRX STI.